So this is a continuation of yesterday's notes that we were filling out. We are graphing in point slope form. So yesterday we just identified from the point slope form, we just identified what would be the point and what would be the slope from that equation. So we're just continuing this on. So have this paper in front of you. We figured out the slope yesterday. We figured out the point that was on the line yesterday. And then we filled out our go formative for that practice. Okay. I'm going to slide this down to example 2, and you can pause the video if you need to go find this piece of paper. But I'm going to go ahead and start by just identifying on these first 3 examples here, identifying the slope and the point, which is exactly what we did yesterday. So we found the slope to be, it's always going to be this number in front of the parentheses, and this one's a little tricky because there's not actually a number there, but that's a -1. So my slope is going to be -1. And then the point that is on this equation, go over to the letter x. This is the number you're going to write first, but always write the opposite sign. So instead of writing +4, I need you to write -4. Then over here on this side, this y -2, if it says -2, you're going to write +2. Okay, so then this next one, same thing, we're going to identify the slope. And then as soon as we're done identifying this part, because that's a level 1, the level 2 is then actually putting it on the graph. So slope equals 3/4. And the point that is on the equation is 1 and then -5. Okay, and if you could do all 3 of these graphs, that's how you get to a level 4. So a level 4 on this is just dealing with one that has a missing number here. So this is that last level. So m equals -4 is my slope. And then the point on this equation, go next to the x, but it says +2. We're going to write -2. And then there's no number next to the y. So if that number next to the y is missing, you're going to write a 0. Okay, so now our job is to go back to each one of these that we did the identifying with and to put those on the graph. Okay, so let's slide back over to the first one. And what you're going to do first, once you've identified these 2 things, you're going to put this point on the graph. So plot the point -4, 2. So the point -4, 2, -4 and then up 2. So -4 on the x-axis, 2 on the y-axis is that dot right there. So we're just plotting that point. Then from there, you're going to go down 1 over 1. So there's always a 1 on the bottom no matter what. So we're going to go down 1 and then over 1. So if you don't see a number on the bottom, you can always put a 1. So from this dot, don't go back to 0, from this dot, go down 1 and then go to the right 1. Okay, and then you can connect the dots. Okay, let's show the next one. First, start by plotting this point, 1, -5. So the point 1, -5 is 1 and then down 5. And then from there, you're going to use this slope 3/4. to go up 3 and over 4. And then that's your next dot. Okay, last one. And if you need to pause and go back over that again, you can. You can stop and rewind. But the last one, we're going to start at the point -2, 0. So let's plot that -2, 0. So plot that and make sure that dot matches up with the dot that you're putting down. And then we're going to use the slope down 4 over 1. So from this dot, we're going to go down 4 and over 1. And then connect the 2 dots. Okay, now we just need to quickly go over how you're going to do this on the Go Formative site. So now you're going to go to Go Formative, and this is Standard 3, Level 2 and 3. That's what it's called in Go Formative. Okay, so we're going to slide over to that Go Formative. Sign into your Go Formative account, and when you get there, you can continue playing the video. What I would do is I would have your Go Formative up on your screen in like a smaller box, and I would also have this video up on your screen in a smaller box, or go back and forth between the two, pausing the video as you go. What you're going to do is you're going to open this Standard 3, Level 2 and 3. Open that formative. And you're going to answer the questions. Okay, I'm going to walk you through the first couple questions just so we can talk about how you enter them. Okay. So what I did was, because it's really small here, I clicked zoom in so it would show me the question. So question number 1 is asking for the slope. The slope here is -5 over 2. So I'm just going to go to my question and I'm going to type -5 divided by 2. Okay, now I need to see the question again, so I can do question number 2. And this one is asking me for the point that is on the line. So on this one, give the x number first. So it says -1. I'm going to say +1. It says -6, so I'm going to say +6. So it's going to be 1, 6. And go ahead and type it right in this box. You don't need to hit the comment, the message bar, just 1, 6. And it'd be great if you put parentheses, but it will actually count it correct if you don't put parentheses as well. Okay. Okay, now question number 3. Question number 3 is going to be a graph. So we're going to graph this. So we need to actually go to question 3. So you can click on the 3 or you can click show questions. In question number 3, you need to do it in this box right here where it says show work. So it says click on the graph below and use your touchscreen computer to graph the equation. So we're going to do this. This is what it's going to look like in the end. I'll go ahead and erase this so we can do it together. So if you want on the side, so here's a pencil, here's a line tool, and then at the bottom there's an eraser if you need it. So with the pencil tool, you can off to the side if you need to write yourself a note that the point is going to be 3, 3. You can write that off to the side, but that's not required. So 3, 3 is the point where we're going to start. So what you want to do is with the pen, just take your cursor over to the point 3, 3, and just click to make a dot. Okay, then from that dot, you're going to want to go up 1 and over 2 to make a second dot. Okay, then connect them using the line tool to get your answer. Now it's okay if your line is a little bit off, and you don't even need to worry about putting arrows on the end. You can use the line tool, or you can actually try to draw it, but the line tool is just a little bit easier. Okay, you click the blue check mark at the top right corner when you're done, and then you can go to question number 4. To get to question number 4, you can click the blue number 4 on the left, or you can scroll down on the right and click show your work to do question number 4. You don't actually need to zoom in to see the question because I've pasted the question in the actual answer box for number 4. When you're done, you click submit, and if you have questions, you can email me and ask me those questions.